Okay, guys, super psyched to have Peggy Lane joining us. What doesn't she do? A director, a writer, a producer. You've seen her on Seinfeld, King of Queens. Good Lord. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Welcome to the Henry-Kern Show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It is truly an honor to have you, no joke.
Oh, you guys are really sweet. I appreciate that.
Very welcome. Okay, so I got the shirt on. I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld. Jacy Henry Seinfeld. Please, let's go back to the Seinfeld days. Please.
Sure. It was a great show. I mean, great writing. I joined in what they call season 3. And there was somebody else that had my job. Well, I'll go back a little bit. I worked on a TV movie with the ADs from Seinfeld. At that time, they weren't the ADs from Seinfeld.
I got you.
And it was a really hard show, and they liked me. And they invited me on the show for what was season 2, the 12 episode season 2. And I couldn't do it. I already had a show.
Gotcha.
I had a full-time show. It was 5 days a week. They had like 24 episodes, and Seinfeld had like 13 episodes, 12 or 13 at the time. And it was only 3 days a week. And like, you hate to turn anything down, but I had to. And the show that I was on eventually ended, and Seinfeld, as we all know, went on. And I was lucky enough to be asked again.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not even going to play the lottery in my life because I won the lottery.
Yep.
I mean, just to get a second chance at anything in your life, let alone something that goes on to be something that really changes your life.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, I lucked out big time. I really did.
That is
And I know it. Yeah.
So, tell us, behind the scenes, you know what I mean? With Larry and Jerry and Julia and,
Yeah. It was interesting because my job, I got to come in. I wasn't there for what the table read.
Right.
The actors would do that, and then they'd do wardrobe and things that day. I would come in on the next day, which on this show was a Thursday, for rehearsals. And sometimes you'd play the parts that weren't cast, like if you didn't have the maid or something, I would read for the maid until they cast it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I wound up getting a few on-camera parts on the show. Because of that, they would look at you and they go, "Oh, you got to laugh or something." Yeah. Well, you're going to be the waitress. Like, okay, cool. And so you'd watch the rehearsal. And the one thing that I did that I don't think a lot of people do, I kept my scripts. I kept the scripts. So we would get the table draft. And then we'd get what was called the writer's draft the next day with the writer's input. And then the third day would be the network draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see the changes. You could see all the writers in like this or this. And then on Friday, you'd see the network thing. You're like, oh, those are the network notes. Okay. And you could learn. It was like writing school, acting school, writing school, direct everything. If you were going to pay enough attention and not just hang out in the bleachers and eat or whatever, you could,
right.
It's the education of a lifetime, so I was always impressed in rehearsals when I would see Jerry just say, I think that line would be funnier if Michael said it. Or I think it'd be funnier if Jason or Julia would do it too. And they all did it equally. And Jerry, of course, he was one of the writers and creators and producers. So he would always have his eye kind of in rehearsal, I think, listening more than, because sometimes he would say, what's that line? You think, dude, you wrote it, but he was listening. And I've been on a lot of shows since then, and you don't always see that kind of generosity. The old Mary Tyler Moore show had it too.
Yeah.
You would see, you let all these other people shine, and maybe it looks like they're outshining you, but the truth is they're making your show the best that it can be.
Right.
And that's so smart,
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the show is what it is and why people so fondly remember it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck,
yeah, they cared.
I just think it's so freaking cool that you're on.
They really,
Make it
really
sound
cared.
like
And
it's
like,
a great experience.
Oh yeah.
it was wonderful. I mean, I learned so much. I mean, I learned so much. It made me want to be a writer,
Love it.
because that show worked because the writing was so good and they cast well and they promoted and kept it in the time slot. So everything had to fall into place. But, you could take the same 4 actors and put them in other shows that aren't as well written and they're not going to be Seinfeld. So,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
So it starts with that. It starts with the script,
Yep. That's it. All
Yeah.
that stuff.
The other thing they would do that was really interesting, we tape in front of a live audience on Tuesday nights. And they would bring the audience in and there'd be a warm-up guy who would explain them. And this was really cool because Jerry did something that not a lot of people do. He would run up the steps into the bleachers, a
Oh.
little microphone, and he'd talk to people. And you could see the people that just happened to be in the front row were just like, there he is. He's right there, And he would do a little stand-up or something and thank people for coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on other shows where I worked on Ellen's show for a while, and Ellen would do that from the floor.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't run right up there. And obviously she may have had security reasons down the line, but it just made people feel so welcome.
Yeah.
And it really sets the tone for the night. The number one on the show who's taking the time to come and welcome you. Like, wow, you really feel like they're happy I'm here,
Yeah.
That's a real nice thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, no, that's pretty cool that you brought that up. I've always wondered if, they always added the laugh tracks in, or if that was real.
No, that was real. It was real. Actually,
wow.
Seinfeld and Roseanne at the time sold their laugh tracks sometimes to other shows
Oh.
that didn't have as many laughs. So
Wow.
they were very, very genuine. And our warm-up guy, Roger Lundblade, would occasionally tell people would laugh so long, like especially when Kramer would enter or something, that they say, hey, we're going to try that again, but please don't laugh so long. It's
Nice.
like 20 minutes after commercials, and if you've got like a 4-minute laugh, it's like a whole scene,
Yeah.
So, I've never been on a show where they say, please don't laugh so much.
Wow.
That's
cool. Yeah.
They were real.
It's genuinely funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst way to get them to stop is to tell them to.
You know how you can tell sometimes too if a show hasn't had like a live studio audience, or if they've sweetened it. You will hear an actor sort of speak over a laugh. Like on Hot in Cleveland, you would hear Betty White or something, and she would hold for a long time till that, like a theater actor does, till that laugh hits the down curve, and then they say their next line. No actors at this level or caliber are going to be talking over a laugh because you won't hear what they're saying.
Right.
So you can really hear it. I hear it all the time, and I'm thinking, it's like Wendy Malick holds for a laugh. Come on, they didn't know that, and it's really interesting because on occasion you'd get actors that hadn't done theater or live sitcoms or something, and they were just in a hurry to get out that next line. And they start to talk over it and be like, no. And I saw Jerry one time just backstage, like, no.
Nice.
It's so hard on crafting these lines and stuff. You certainly want people to hear it, and it's never the same the second time you hear it. The element of surprise or whatever is gone.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah. No, but those are real laughs.
Wow. See, we love hearing this. We love this stuff. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, Peggy, how well do you know in general now, just in general Seinfeld episodes, how well do you think you know?
Oh, I don't know them nearly as well as you, I would bet.
I got you. I actually have, if you want, that's up to you now. I have 5 questions. I just wanted to see if you knew.
I'll give it a shot, but I'm not as great with the titles and stuff, but I'll give it a shot.
All right, I got you. All right, let's just see. Let's just give it a shot here. All right. Morty Seinfeld sold this kind of apparel for 35 years. What was it?
He went into the raincoats.
Oh, you got it already.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, Barney Martin was just a lovely man.
Oh, you met him?
Very, very sweet man.
Oh, yeah. I believe that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. He would
Oh,
always call me because he's Irish, and my real last name is O'Rourke, and he would say Miss O'Rourke. It's always the sweetest thing, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh, yeah, he just seemed like a really nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really nice man.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry gives Elaine $182 for her birthday. What does Kramer give her?
Oh, you've got me there. I do not remember that.
That's okay.
I don't remember that. What is it?
A bench.
Oh, wow. I would never have gotten that.
That's okay. That's
I
all right.
really
That's
dance.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay, how about this one? When Elaine does this, George describes it as more like a full-bodied dry heave set to music.
That's that little dance, the little kicks.
Boom! Big got
Yeah.
it.
I remember that well.
You got it. Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Elaine tells the soup Nazi that he looks exactly like Al Pacino in what movie?
I'm thinking it was Dog Day Afternoon, but I'm not sure.
Final answer?
I say Dog Day Afternoon, but it's probably wrong.
That's okay. That's right. It was a scent
Or
of
Serpico.
a scent of a woman.
Ah.
That's all right. It's all good.
I'm 50-50.
I hear you. All right, last one. I think you're in.
Okay.
I think you got this one. Who is Jerry's favorite superhero?
Oh, that's Superman.
Bam.
Yeah, that statue resided there in honor forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I just had to see. You know what I'm saying?
3 out of 5.
I hear you.
She got 3 out of 5.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So if you had to, who is your favorite character on Seinfeld? Just as a character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. I have to say, I got such a kick out of George.
Same here.
Yeah, I have to, and because George is based on Larry David.
Right.
So it was like most people want to be liked. You know, they'll put their best foot forward. I hope you like me. You probably hope I like you. Right. Larry David doesn't care if you like him. He really doesn't. So the character of George was different than any other character I'd really seen on a sitcom for a lead. You know, like he didn't care if you liked him or you go off on anything. Right. And I just thought I love this. That was to me one of the biggest distinctions of the show.
Oh yeah. He's I would say George. Yeah. George.
Cranky little angry man. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. He stole my Twix candy bar.
Yeah. The whole nitpicky, you know, with the big salad, you know, that kind of, you know, yeah. Yep. Everybody's got a little of that in them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of cool to see it, you know?
Yeah. I hear you. Tell us, King of Queens, you're on there too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was interesting too. When Seinfeld ended, one of the producers went to Will and Grace. And I got on that on Tuesdays and I got on King of Queens on Fridays. So it was we were driving across town sometimes on the same day. It was pretty exciting. But King of Queens was a lot of fun, you know, really. And again, Jerry Stiller. Jerry's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Just a sweetheart. And when King of Queens ended, I looked at him and said, well, where are we going next? You know, 15, I got to work with him for 15 years.
Wow.
And I've never seen anybody work harder. His script would be covered with notes. You know, and it wasn't just like, you know, buy milk or whatever. I mean, they were all character notes the moment before what had happened in another scene. And if you were standing anywhere near him, he would ask you if you would run the scene with him. You know, so I got to run scenes with him many, many times. And, you know, and he'd always apologize. Can we do it again? Can we do it again? We could do this all day. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You know, and Estelle Harris would come over sometimes and she'd be like, can I play me? You know, of course, please. You know?
Yeah.
And then more and more people would come over, you know, and it was really cool.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. And of course, he was on Seinfeld too, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. That's And
nice man.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying he was such a nice man.
Oh, I believe that too. Yeah.
Sweetheart. Nice to everybody.
Wow.
You know, like some people, you know, like when you have a break, we had a catered meal on show night. And because they didn't want to run the risk of you leaving and coming back late or something. So they just provide the food so you stay there and they know where you are. So it's a courtesy as well. But a lot of times it's like high school. People sit with their own crowd. You know, Jerry Stiller and his wife, Ann Mira, they would come over and they would sit with anybody. They would ask you about your family. How's your wife? How's your dad? You know, they knew people's kids' names. Very few. Some of your friends don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They were really, really decent people.
Wow. That's so cool. I mean, I love that show too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, and Jerry was like that the whole time. And when we were doing Seinfeld, Ben Stiller would come and visit his dad. And he had just started to get his show on Fox, the Ben Stiller show, and he would come and hang out, you know, and it was so nice. You're like, he has to be a good person because look at his parents.
Yep.
You know?
That's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the things you've done, like things you've created. And
Oh, cool. Oh, gosh, thanks.
Yep.
Well, I created the show about a friend of mine. Her name is Donna, and she's a dancer, and she's also uses a wheelchair or a walker, but she still dances. So the Television Academy, I remember the TV Academy, and that's who votes for Emmys. They created this category called short form, more like videos you would see on YouTube or something, 15 minutes and under. And I thought, a break for me. So I thought, why not do a show about something I've never seen before, and to make it funny, because you don't want it to be this big sad thing, because that's not who she is. You know, she can laugh at herself. You know, if she goes somewhere, I'll be back in an hour. You know, or whatever. She knows it takes her a long time, and you think, but you can still maybe create a little empathy from other people. You know, so that was the whole idea with that, and I learned so much from Seinfeld and Will and Grace and stuff, and how you can make things funny and have people care about people that they didn't know they cared about.
Wow.
You know, so we've been in a lot of festivals. We've won like 75 different awards. We got a Telly Award. It's submitted for Emmy consideration. And
wow.
I'm even trying to get Jason Alexander on it. You know?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Because it would be lovely. And, you know, we stay in touch. I stay in touch with Julia. And, you know, I'm bugging everybody to vote for us, you know, and Jason wasn't a member of the Academy. And I'm like, dude. You know? Wow. Yeah. But yeah, I learned so much on these shows, you know, and it really did inspire me. Like I wrote a Seinfeld spec like many, many other people did, but it's really about the writing, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. I'm very proud of our little show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Donna on the go. Yeah.
Yeah. We have no budget. And when I say no budget, I mean no budget.
I got you.
You know, like we did one episode called Dance, which was professionally filmed and stuff. But the rest of the show is me with my iPhone and a lot of friends. My friend Kim Estes, who won an Emmy, Kate Linder from Young and Restless. It's me following these people around with an iPhone. But you know what? It actually, because, you know, these things shoot 4K now. They're broadcast quality.
Right.
So we were joking around one day. I took her shopping to Target, and she got on that little scooter thing they have, and she's very little. So the scooter didn't know she was on it because she couldn't sit all the way back. So she tried to move, and it would start and stop. And we were crying, laughing. You know, like some people would be sad, but you're like, what are you going to do, right? You know.
Right.
I just got up my little iPhone and started filming it, and we thought, let's just film about how hard it is for you to go shopping. You know, like she'd go around the aisle and then she'd come up, and then the thing she wants is way up on the top shelf and she can't get it. And so I just set up this little shot with her coming around in the scooter around the aisle and down the aisle and looking up. And it looked pretty decent. You know, if you were on a show like Seinfeld or whatever, it would take maybe an hour to set up a shot like that.
Right.
I mean, not on a multicam, but on a single camera show, you'd have to have a dolly track and you have to follow this. And I could do it with my iPhone in a couple minutes, and it looks pretty good.
Right.
You know, it's not going to look like that, but it looked good enough to make the point. And I thought, I think I might have something here. So instead of doing a show about how hard it is to be an actor, because that's what most people do.
Right.
I thought, you think it's hard to be an actor? Try using a walker or a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really hard.
You got that right.
Yeah, you know, so fingers crossed. We're doing some more stuff. We're in a film festival this week and another one coming up in a couple weeks. And so I'm working it.
Nice.
Now,
Hey.
is this only in the film festivals right now, or is it available for people to watch?
Actually, it's on YouTube. They're all up on YouTube because a lot of my friends went to Amazon and stuff and put their shows up. And I thought, not everyone has access to Amazon Prime. You know, the whole point of this was to reach people. So we have a Donna on the Go YouTube channel. And boy, if you guys would subscribe and stuff, I sure would appreciate that.
Are you kidding me?
That would be
you
awesome.
better believe it.
It helps us prove our concept, you know? You can tell people there is an audience, you know, we've never seen it. Well, we have an audience, so maybe you need to.
Yeah, I hear you. No, that really is cool. And it's very unique, very different. I like
Thank you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody do that.
In the description.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
A lot of times you'll see, like on a show like Superstore, there's a character that's in a wheelchair. He's an able-bodied actor. And he's very talented, but he is an able-bodied actor. He gets to leave the chair and go to lunch. So, you know, the actor on Mom as well, you know, and part of the problem is that there's not a lot of people with some kind of disability that are actually being cast as people with disabilities. The role like they can't even get to audition for these roles. So I wanted to do this to sort of point that out.
Yeah, that's awesome. That really is. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah. The whole idea of
it's just hard.
Person, you know, as a star.
Yeah.
Or now is the actress, is she actually disabled or is just playing?
Yes.
Person?
Oh no, she really is.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Donna Russo is her name, and she was a professional dancer for many, many years and toured with touring groups. Because she's also a little person, she was like Alvin and the Chipmunks on this big dance tour and stuff. So and then little by little, you know, the body begins to slow down. She has something called Turner syndrome, which is usually for the women that have it are very short. And then she has a form of muscular dystrophy, and then she broke her hip. So it's like this whole trifecta of challenges, you know, and she's still plugging along. And, you know, it's very touching to me, and it's very moving. And like every time, like I would come home from work sometimes and she was my roommate for a while, and I would come home from work and I would think, oh, yeah, my life's so hard. And then I'd see her and I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an asshole. You know, when you see what's really a struggle, you know? And she's happy. She's rolling out the door, going to wheelchair dancing, and I'm sitting there all bummed out. You know, it's like we maybe need a reminder to how grateful we should be for things. You know.
Amen to that. You got that right. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, be grateful. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
You got that right. Yeah. Okay, so Peggy, you are also a musician.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Have you made any music lately?
Not lately. Once I started like doing this work kind of full time, it was so hard because the hours were so long. There's sometimes you'd have like a 60 to 80 hour week, and it's just like, you know, but there goes the phone. I'm going to have to move a little because I can't stop the answering machine.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
So you're going to hear some dogs go off. It's a whole thing.
You're good.
Yeah, I played guitar and bass and keyboards for a while. I couldn't find a keyboard player, so I became the keyboard player. That was a whole thing. Nice. And, God, I started playing in clubs when I was about 13. Nice. I had a little fake ID, and my mom was my vocal coach for a while. So, yeah, you guys play, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Play.
You're bandmates, yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Who's the guitar player?
That would be me, even though it's not EP, but yeah, live will be drums, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you guys play? Do you play dates and stuff?
So yeah, right now we're actually, there's going to be a new EP in the making in June we're going to start.
Cool.
do the show, of course. So we've been busy bees, but
Yeah.
once we get all that out, then it's live. It is, Yep. Yep.
Good. Yeah. It'd be nice to get back to live, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Jeez.
Yep, yep. And Jacy plays the bass. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Also
Nice.
the sound engineer. Yep. Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Yep. Yep.
I got to hear you guys. I got to check you out.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is actually the album cover for our EP. If you.
Oh,
Yep,
very
yep.
nice.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Cool.
That's my EP. Yep. Yep.
Cool.
So it's straight up. I am a massive, huge fan of '80s metal. So I don't know if you. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I liked it too. I really did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's instrumental.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Nice.
So,
4 of you? 3 of you? 4 of you?
so actually, for the EP, for the EP, what it is I do the drums. I play rhythm guitar, and then we got a lot of special guests on lead. Jacy's on bass. For that's recording wise, and then live. Yeah. So it's 4. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Sorry,
Yep.
I'm trying to go back in now that I think the phone should be gone.
It's all good. It's all good.
I have one dog that when she hears the phone, that's her. She thinks it's for her. So she hears my voice on the outgoing message, and she just goes nuts.
Oh, and how's little Rosebud doing?
Oh, much better. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, that was a rough day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah,
little
that's scary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I mean, it really is. There's all kinds of different meds and things that you can, but it's still really scary,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There we go. We're back.
It's all good.
Back
all
in the
good.
holder.
I hear you. So like music wise, what were you playing back then? You know what I mean? Style.
More 80s rock, believe it or not. More like Scandal and Heart. My favorite singers are Ann Wilson and Steve Perry.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Nope, nothing wrong with that.
at that bar high, right?
That's it. That's it.
When I first moved out to California, I found the teacher, Ron Anderson, who had been their vocal coach, and he had like a 2-year waiting list. And so I kept going there. I just kept going. Like maybe somebody doesn't show up or something, right? And I kept going. And after about a week of that, he's like, all right.
Yep.
So I got to study with their coach. I mean, it wasn't just, and he coached both of them. Now, you'd figure like sometimes you just have a gift. You have a gift from God. Steve Perry is, Ann Wilson. But when there's 2 people,
Yep.
and they're touring and you're singing all these hours and you're touring and stuff. And it's just building up the strength as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, this is the guy. I have to study with this man.
Nice.
So I'm kind of a pushy broad, but I did it, and I bypassed the whole 2-year list. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite instrument to play if you had to choose?
I love playing guitar. I really did. Because I would play lead too. And at the time when I was playing, like I would be in a band sometimes with 3 or 4 of the guys. And when I would want to play lead, they would laugh. Isn't that cute? You're like, no, it's just the Eagles long run. It's nothing, or something. So it was a little tricky at the time, but there really are, they're still, for my money, where are the female Steve Vais?
Yeah.
Alan Holdsworths or even the Van Halens. There really aren't female equivalents to them.
And
for the longest time, I wanted to be that for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you know, you don't make a lot of money in music.
I hear you.
And I started to get these opportunities, and they were more and more full time. So that got a little pushed to the side while I made a living.
Yep.
But it's absolutely still in my heart, and good for you guys for keep doing it. That's good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, I hear you. But that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, as you know, whatever you're passionate about, do it,
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now it's a little easier. Like you can release things online, or you can go the Annie DeFranco way, and release everything and control it. And it's a little different than you're banging your head in clubs. Clubs, it was brutal.
Yep.
It was really, really brutal. We played places, I wouldn't even go to the bathroom in these places, They were just
Exactly.
disgusting. Like, I don't know,
Yep.
we played some of these clubs where like another member of the band would like escort me, to maybe a semi-clean bathroom, or just wait out there. You're loading up the car and these strange people are coming up. You want some help? Like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm
Yeah,
okay. I got this.
right.
Little scary stuff,
Uh-huh.
Maybe those bands won't talk to us, man.
I know, man.
I don't know if it's like where you are, but out here, like in California at that time, you'd have maybe like 5 or 6 bands playing on any given night at like Madame Wong's or something. So somebody's tearing down while you're setting up, and nobody's making any money. And every single time without fail, we get home and something was missing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a $30 cable or, a mic clip or something. And it was like, and nobody's making any, so you're losing money.
Right.
Playing, hoping that, because this is Los Angeles, that maybe some reps could see you, but
right.
it was really frustrating,
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. You'll appreciate this. I had a Prophet 5 synthesizer for a while. They were like state of the art at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like $5,000. It took me years to save for, and it got stolen.
Oh.
It got stolen out of like the drummer's van. And I don't know, to this day, I don't know if he was in on it or what, but we're unloading for the club the next day, and then I don't see it anywhere in its like case. And I was just crushed, crushed.
Mm-hmm.
And then these opportunities started coming along, for jobs that had actual paychecks.
Right.
And even had, because they're union, there's SAG-AFTRA union, and there's pension and health, and those are things we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
When I started playing in clubs in Chicago, when I was 13, and it was, it was $50 to $100 a night. It kind of still is.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least that if you can find a place that even has live entertainment anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just in acting and television. So it's not like that. Money goes up and up. You can start at 35 for 8 and wind up at 250 years later, and you've got a little health care, and then you're putting something toward a pension.
Yep.
So there is a musicians union, but it really doesn't pay for if you're gigging in clubs. It pays like if you're touring with someone.
Right.
Then it would pay. Right. But when I was playing in clubs, people would say like the union rep is here, hide.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, but I'm like a big believer in unions now.
I got you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, you got to have somebody looking out for you. And I always hear this argument that unions are corrupt and stuff. It's like, I think corruption's a little sad part of human nature, but it is the corruption that's looking out for you. There's corruption that's designed to screw you, and there's corruption that's protecting you in a way.
Yeah, I got you.
So go with the one that's protecting you.
I got you.
Oh yeah, it's certainly a double-edged sword.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I wish my business had a union, but
yeah. What do you do?
Oh, EMT.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He man, I don't know how he does it. God bless this man right here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to form unions. I mean, you look at like Amazon now, and they're just fighting it. And
mm-hmm.
But here's a little, with COVID now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a show, and all the shows that came back have COVID compliance teams, and you get tested anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week. Some are 5, and it's very expensive.
Right.
Like, for example, if you're making television for $1 million an episode, which you're darn lucky if you can do that, but say you are, for simplicity's sake, anywhere from $200,000 to $250,000 of that is going toward COVID compliance. It's a big chunk of any show's budget. It's like 1/5 of the budget or 1/4. And, just multiply that up and up. I think the last Jurassic Park or something spent over $250 million in COVID compliance. Well, I mean, that's a major budget, but still.
Right.
So, and then you look at Amazon, you're like the richest people on the planet. You can't do that. You can't do that in some way for your employees and keep them safe. Of course you could.
Right.
You don't want to.
I got you.
I
hear you.
Yeah. Yep.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly don't get much help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, here's your Gail. Good luck.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
it,
I know.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
just do what you can while you can and look out for each other, you know? That's
Absolutely.
another part of it too. There's so many things I was on a union meeting today for a long time, and there's so many things that you can't actually negotiate at the table with, big networks and things. But there's things that you can do by yourself. If okay, I got brought on Seinfeld by the ADs.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's something like, maybe I'm not going to make my insurance that year or something, I can approach them directly and say, hey, if I could maybe come in a few more days or something, I'm going to lose my health care. You can do things, or you can speak up for someone else, or, Norm's not going to make his health care. Could we maybe bring him in a few more days or something? And they would do that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be negotiated with ABC or NBC or something. You could just talk to somebody and try to help each other out that way,
Uh-huh.
It's another thing people don't do enough of.
Yeah.
Right.
Got that right.
Good point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I've only worked on one show of all the shows, and I've worked on a lot of shows where the assistant director came up to some of us in the union and said, how are you guys on healthcare? Only one.
Wow.
Who even thought to ask us?
Wow.
And for the people that weren't going to make it, she would bring them in whenever she could, and they made it because of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was okay that year. There's been other years where you're not, everybody has good years and bad years.
Right.
But if you try to look out for yourself and look out for other people like that,
Yep.
you can change things without a big union or something.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cool. I can't wait to hear your music, you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna send you a link. We got all our stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will definitely check you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's an honor. Yeah, I'm just a big 80s metal fan, so the music I write is
Sweet.
just pretty much straight up 80s metal style, straight up
Nice.
solos, you know what I mean? Yep.
Very, very
It
cool.
was our goal to even sound like it was recorded in the 80s.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, I get that. I know that sound.
You know it.
I know
Oh,
it well. Yeah. It's a very specific sound. You hear it and you immediately go, oh, that's 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've gotten,
Very cool.
it's an honor. We've gotten big compliments on my EP with that. Shoot, my biggest fan is nuts to even think about that is in Philippines. That's nuts.
Wow.
And I talk to her
Oh, that's so cool.
every day. Every day I talk to her. Yeah. Total sweetheart.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you're in California.
Yes.
So I know you obviously know Metallica.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I always liked Metallica.
Nice.
I've had friends who were like, oh, it's too. No, they're really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So if you had to choose a Metallica song, what would you say your favorite is if you had to?
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
I love the Black Album. I just love that album so much. It's such a good. That's a solid album. It's hard to just pick one, but boy, that's a great album.
It's a good one. Yep. So would it be Nothing Else Matters or something maybe?
Well, that's a good song. That's a really good song.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily that indicative of them.
Right.
It's a little more popular, but it's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe Unforgiven.
I always thought metal and rock really, I never thought they got a fair shake at the Grammys.
Oh,
they don't.
Sure, you got that right. Yeah.
You'd see all these other genres, and maybe once you'd have a category and you'd have some people on there, but it might be a little closer to pop than actual rock or something,
Right.
You'd seldom see Metallica on the Grammys or something. You would hardly ever see that.
Right. Exactly.
And if we're going to talk about all kinds of, if you're going to sit here and listen to banjo music, why aren't we listening?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So you love classic rock. So what's your favorite classic rock band?
I know it's more pop, but I was a huge Fleetwood Mac fan.
Oh yeah.
Because I could do a fairly decent Stevie Nicks impression, but no, not right now. But Van Halen, I'm just a huge Eddie Van Halen fan.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like he redefined the whole electric. Well, Zappa said it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a guitar player in Chicago that I'd met when I was younger, named Harvey Mandel, not Howie Mandel, Harvey Mandel, who claimed to have developed like the two-hand thing. He did it first on a Rolling Stones album, on the Black and Blue album. I don't know that to be true, but he claimed it.
Huh.
He was high as a kite when he claimed it. So I don't know. I mean, he was like, I was a kid at the time. He's like offering me drugs. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my dad's out there,
I hear you.
But I have read in other magazines since that supposedly he did do that. And I know when Van Halen played the clubs out here, like Azari's and stuff in Pasadena, he would play with his back to the audience. So that no one saw how he was getting that sound until the album came out.
Oh.
So people rip you off, If you're a comedian, people rip off your jokes, and people would figure that out. It takes a while to get an album out, right?
Wow, I hear you. And, well, you just mentioned Van Halen. I mean, rest in peace, brother. Man.
Yeah.
Man,
oh, I was so sad. That was young. That was really young.
Yep. I hear. Well, you mentioned Steve Perry too. Oh, Journey's great. Yep.
Yeah, I did. I love Journey. It always seemed like a little more of a girl band or whatever, but
that's good.
Yeah.
Journey's good.
My first band probably that I liked was Styx, just because they were like our local hometown heroes.
Yep.
I'm from Chicago, and I used to go to this store called DJ's Music in Cicero, and they would be there from time to time. And I was a kid at the time, and my mom had met this manager who wanted to sign me to a contract, and she just called up like a recording studio and asked to talk to somebody. And she tells me later, I talked to this guy, Tommy. He's in a band called Stick, right? And I'm like, Tommy Shaw from Styx,
right?
Gave us advice.
Exactly.
And he talked to my mom for like a half an hour.
Wow.
He advised her like he didn't like he actually asked for certain provisions that were on the contract or something, and he didn't like it, and we didn't sign. And I just thought the guy took a half hour. He was at Styx, for God's sake. They were pretty famous then.
Yeah.
And he took the time to talk to my mom. I mean, I thought that was really nice. He could have saved me. He could have saved me in that.
Yep. That's so cool.
I know, that's really decent.
Yeah.
So I'm still a huge Styx fan.
Oh yeah. Styx is awesome. Yeah. Do you like Kansas?
Yeah. I've got their albums. Got their albums. I still have all my albums. Do you guys have albums?
I put them on the wall. I hang them up.
Okay.
I've got a couple thousand at home.
Yeah. I'm about there myself, and then I started replacing them with CDs, but I didn't want to give them up because they're not all on CD yet. Yep.
I hear you. What is your favorite metal band, if you had to say?
Ooh.
Out of any genre of metal, any subgenre, doesn't matter.
I gotta go with Metallica. I really do.
Nice.
I really do.
Nice.
There's other bands that I like, but to me, they're the standard.
Bam. Oh yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream.
And it's still melodic enough that it's not just there's a melody, there's songwriters.
Yep.
So
just classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Yep.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Wow. I mean, Peggy, like for real though, like you have no idea how much of it is. I mean, truly, it's an honor to have you. Like for real.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. I so appreciate that. I love talking to you guys.
I love talking to you.
Yeah, musicians.
I hear you. I mean, truly, like, thank you for joining.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching all these shows, and keeping us working.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if people don't watch, you don't get to come back. So,
One more question before you go. Is there any of your music floating around out there that people can get access to?
Great question.
I'm sure there is. I will look for it. I'm sure there is, and I will send you something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that question.
Cool. Nice. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
I would love to hear that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I will do that.
Sweet.
Nice.
Hey, An honor. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys so much. It's just a pleasure talking to you both.
Oh, thank you. And truly, same to you. Truly. Yeah.
Thank you. I wish you all the luck with the band, and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna check you guys out.
Oh, thank you. An honor. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
I will.
Oh, have a great one, Peggy. Thank you again.
Thank you. You too, guys. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
The Henry-Kern Show would like to thank our friends. Kruse Effects. Slip Check Records. Pick World Guitar Picks. And of course, Nebulous Music Studios in Royston, Georgia.